Welcome back on the mat. Today we dive into a strength and flexibility building lower body flow. Our session today will be split into 3 rounds. The first 2 rounds will have flows with holds, and the last power round is where we stitch flow 1 and flow 2 without any holds. We will have a minute break between each round, which you can choose to take or prolong as much as you need. Hello. Today we'll start at the top of the mat as usual, standing straight, tall and strong. Take a round of breath here. And then inhale, step your left foot to face the long edge of the mat in a wide-legged stance, arms extending out on either side of you. Inhale, lift your arms up in star, fingers reaching for the sky. And then exhale, slowly hinge forward, reach for your big toes with your middle index and thumb. And then fold completely. Elbows in line with your shoulders, forehead reaching for your thighs. Inhale, look up halfway. Bring your palms to meet at heart center and then slowly lift up. Exhale, bend into your left knee as you descend into a side lunge on the left side. Flex the foot of your extended leg, and if you're stable here, take your hands into a retreating warrior pose. Hold here for a few breaths. And then inhale, square your hips to face the back of the mat. Come up in a lunge, lifting your chest, arms go up. Descend into your hips as we meet in Warrior 1. Stay strong here. And then exhale, swing your arms behind you, interlace your fingers, hinge forward in Humble Warrior, resting your left shoulder on your left knee. Inhale, look up, release the bind, take your arms on either side of you, and then slowly launch your back leg up into aeroplane pose. Once the leg is lifted, bring your palms to meet at heart center as we hold in Warrior 3 for a few breaths. Inhale, lift up, float your back leg all the way front without dropping to a knee to chest pose. Exhale, take your left hand and grab your right big toe with your index and middle finger. Inhale, extend that leg out in front of you as you swing your right arm open into a twist. Hold this twist for a few breaths. Focus on something behind you for stability. And then exhale, release the bind. Step your right leg back as we meet in Warrior 2. Back foot parallel to the short edge of the mat, arms extended on either side, look ahead. Inhale, drop your right hand on your right calf and lean backwards, breathing into your left side of the body in Peaceful Warrior. Hold here for a few breaths. Exhale to a wide-legged stance, and then inhale to a Peaceful Warrior on the other side. Stretching the right side of your body. Hold. And then exhale to a Warrior 2. Keep your spine straight. Make sure your knee doesn't track over your toes. And then inhale, step your back foot to a knee to chest. Inhale, grab your left toe with your right hand, extend it out in front of you, swing your left arm open in a twist. Keep a micro bend in your right knee for stability and focus on something behind you. Exhale, release, palms meet at heart center. And then slowly hinge forward as we meet in the Warrior 3 variation. Extend and flex your back foot as we hold here for a few breaths. Keep your hips squared and facing the mat, and then inhale to aeroplane pose. Drop your back foot on the mat, swing both your hands behind you, interlace your fingers, and exhale to a humble warrior, driving your fist up and over as much as you can, resting your right shoulder on your right knee. Inhale, look up, and come up into a Warrior 1 pose, sinking into your hips, squaring your hips to the front of the mat, reaching for the sky, and exhale, hands meet the mat as you turn towards the long edge of the mat to meet in a side lunge on your right knee. If you're stable here, take the retreating warrior pose, flex your extended leg foot, and hold. Inhale, palms meet at heart center as you lift up in a wide-legged stance. Drive your arms up to a star, fingers reaching for the sky. Exhale, slowly hinge forward, grab your toes, and then slowly, fully forward fold. Elbows in line with your shoulders, pulling your forehead towards your thighs. Inhale, lift up halfway, and then slowly all the way to a wide-legged stance. Exhale, step up to the top of the mat, and I'll see you on the other side of the break. Get ready for round 2. Welcome to round 2. We'll start facing the back of the mat, so turn yourself over. Take a round of breath, place your feet hip distance apart, and then exhale hips to heels as we meet in ape squat. We'll now attempt the Cossack walk. Follow along as I go. Step your left foot out, transfer the weight of your body to the left, and then step your right foot to meet your left at the end. We'll make this movement on alternating sides until we meet at the back of the mat. Once we meet at the back of the mat, exhale here, and then inhale, lift yourself and place your lower body in a chair position. Take your hands and tuck your fingers underneath your toes as we attempt the elephant walk. Exhale, fold as you straighten one of your legs, keeping the other bent, and then inhale, lift up, sit into your hamstrings. Exhale, straighten the other leg, keeping the one bent. Inhale, lift up, straight spine. Repeat this 3 more times on each side. Feeling the stretch in your hamstrings and calves as you exhale, and then sitting in, strengthening your hamstrings as you inhale and lift. In your last exhale, send your hips to heels as we meet in a deep squat. Ground both your hands on either side of you, pivot around to face the top of the mat, and then we Cossack walk back to the top. This time try adding arm movements for better stability, lifting your opposite arm and using a grab and pull motion. Once you're at the top of the mat, exhale here, and then inhale, lift yourself up, feet hip distance apart. Step your left leg back, swing your left arm in front of you. Find stability, and then inhale, step up. Exhale, step your other leg behind you, switching your arms. Inhale, step up, and then exhale, switching and stepping back. We'll repeat this Jenga movement 4 times on each side. So bend your knees slightly and sink into your hips. Inhale here, and then exhale, step back with your left, swinging your left arm in front of you. Inhale, step up, switch arms, and then step back with your right. Repeat 3 more times on each side. Try leaning back slightly as you step back, putting some pressure on your quads. And then exhale down into a deep squat. Ground both your hands on either side of you, and then pivot over to face the back of the mat. We'll Cossack walk again to the back, using those arm movements for that added stability. Take your time if you lose your balance, and then take a round of breath once you reach the back of the mat. Exhale, ground your hands on the mat. Inhale, lift your hips up. Step your left foot back as you twist to the right, lifting your right arm up. Exhale, step back to center. Inhale, go for the twisted lunge on the other side. Repeat this alternating movement 3 times on each side. One last time. Exhale to center. Send your hips to heels as we meet in a deep squat. Take a round of breath here, and then ground your hands on the mat on either side of you. Pivot over as we do the Cossack walk to the top of the mat one last time. And then exhale as you meet at the top of the mat. Ground your hands as you prepare to go into a few Shiva squats. Step your left leg back in a lunge. Inhale, tuck your left knee behind your right. Palms meet at heart center. And then slide your left knee 1 inch down your right calf and then pull it back up. Repeat this movement 4 more times. Exhale, ground your hands, step back. Inhale, meet in high plank. And then exhale, step your left foot up outside your left hand in a lunge. Inhale, tuck your right knee behind your left this time. Palms meet at heart center again. and slide your right knee down your left calf and pull it back up 5 times. Exhale, step back. Inhale, step up. Exhale, hips to heels as we meet in a deep squat. And I'll see you at the power round. Get ready to power through. We'll now stitch flow 1 and flow 2 together. Starting at the top of the mat, standing straight, tall and strong, take a round of breath. Exhale, step back into a wide-legged stance. Inhale, send those arms up, fingers reaching the sky. Exhale, hinge forward, grab your big toe and fold completely, pulling your forehead towards the back of the room. Inhale, lift up halfway, palms meet at heart center, and then lift up completely. Exhale, bend into your left knee. As we meet in retreating warrior, flexing the foot of your extended leg. Inhale, square your hips to the back of the mat as we meet in a lunge, and then lift your chest up, arms go up, sink into your hips as we find ourselves in warrior 1. Exhale, swim both your hands behind you, interlace your fingers, drive that fist up and over as you fold forward in humble warrior. Inhale, look up, release the bind, swing your arms beside you as you slowly launch up into aeroplane pose. Exhale, bring your palms to meet at heart center in warrior 3. And then inhale, lift up, float your right leg to the front, knee to chest. Exhale, grab your right big toe with your left index and middle, extend your leg out in front of you. And then inhale, swing your right arm open, twisting towards the right side, looking to the back. Exhale, release, step your right foot back, foot parallel to the short edge of the mat as we meet in warrior 2. Inhale, lean back into a peaceful warrior pose, breathing into your left side of your body. Exhale to a wide-legged stance, and then inhale to a peaceful warrior on the other side, bending your right knee, breathing into the right side of your body. Exhale, back to a warrior 2 on the right side now. Inhale, square your hips to the front of the mat, bring your left knee to chest, grab your left big toe with your right hand, extend that leg forward, swing your left arm open, twisting towards the left side, and look towards the back of the room. Exhale, release the bind. Palms meet at heart center as you slowly hinge forward. Take your left leg back as we meet in warrior 3. Inhale, swing your arms towards your sides in airplane pose. And exhale, drop your back foot to the mat. Interlace your fingers, drive that fist up and over as you hinge forward in humble warrior. Inhale, look up, release the bind. Lift your chest up, arms go up, sink into your hips as we meet in Warrior 1. Exhale, hands meet the mat. Sink into your right hip as we meet in a retreating warrior on the right side. Inhale, lift yourself up, facing the long edge of the mat. Take both your arms up into star, fingers reaching the sky. And exhale, slowly hinge forward, grab your big toes, pull your forehead toward the back of the room, elbows in line with your shoulders. Inhale, come back up to a wide-legged stance. And then exhale, step back up to the top of the mat. Now turn yourself over as you get ready for flow 2. Take a round of breath here. Place your feet hip distance apart and exhale, hips to heels in ape squat. Now prepare to do the Cossack walk to the back of the mat, starting with your left and then alternating until you reach the back of the mat. Exhale here and then inhale, lift up into an elevated squat or a chair position. Tuck your fingers underneath your toes, belly touching your thigh. And then exhale, straighten one leg as you hinge forward and inhale, lift up. Repeat this 4 times on each side. Feeling that stretch in your hamstrings and calves as you exhale. And then sitting into your hips and quads as you inhale. Exhale to a deep squat. And then ground your hands on either side of you as you pivot over and Cossack walk to the top of the mat. Remember to use your arm movements for that added stability. And then once you reach the top, exhale here. And then inhale, lift up and prepare to do the Jinga. Starting with your left leg going back, arm going in front of you. Inhale, step up, switch arms and step back with your right. Repeat this 3 more times on each side. Leaning back as you step back. And then exhale to a deep squat. Ground your hands on either side of you, pivot around, and then Cossack walk to the back of the mat. Once you reach the back of the mat, ground your hands into the mat and prepare to go into your twisted lunges, alternating on each side for 4 times. Keep that hip lifted. Don't let it drop. And then exhale to a deep squat. Take a round of breath here. And then ground your hands on either side of you, pivot around, and do the Cossack walk one last time to the top of the mat. Once you reach the top of the mat, prepare to go into your Shiva squats. So exhale, ground your hands into the mat. Step your left foot back into a lunge. And then inhale, tuck your left knee behind your right. Palms meet at heart center. And then slide your left knee 1 inch down your right calf, lifting it up, repeating this movement 5 times. Exhale, step back. Inhale, step your right foot back into a high plank. Exhale, step your left foot outside your left hand. And then inhale, tuck your right knee behind your left, palms meet at heart center, and do the Shiva squats on the other side. One last time. And exhale, ground your hands, step your right foot back. Inhale, step it up, and exhale as we end in a deep squat. Relax on the mat, job well done, be good to yourself, and I'll catch you on the next one.